Good day. This is the Concentric Home Solution Woodworking channel, and my name is Michael St. Amy. In this video, I will be going over a product that I've shown before in one of my earlier videos, and I think it had to do with all my digital products that I use in my woodworking. And this product came up. It's my digital readout, or also known as DRO, for my table saw. If you happen to like the video and you're new, I would like to invite you to subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave a like and a comment. If you're a regular, as usual, I appreciate you. So to learn more about this product, stay tuned. So just came in, and it's from a company called Accurate Technology Inc. in North Carolina. I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video. I think I may have, but I'm going to start off with this. And always hear me out, because people are so quick to get into their feelings. They don't even thoroughly listen. They don't pay attention. They only hear what they want to hear and then they run away. Angry. Are we so angry today, these days? My initial purchasing experience with the initial product, the first one, in my opinion, it was bad. I knew I wanted a DRO for my table saw, and I had been looking around. Most of the other ones, like iGaging, I think the other company is called Wixie, they all use a watch battery. And I knew back then I did not want one with a watch battery, because I know watch battery is not going to last long enough, and I don't want to be feeding anything batteries constantly. That's a pet peeve of mine. I finally found one that used 2 AA battery, and it was this company. When I spoke to the individual on the phone, I loved everything about the product. I was even cool with the price. I expected to pay more. It was a more premium product. But I did ask, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. I have no problem with a manufacturer telling me no. I've never had a problem with no. Some people have an issue with no. Some people feel like they're entitled, they have rights to everything. I'm not that person. But I also think it's very bad. Like, for example, I'll use this. I don't need an example. If there's a potential that the company may offer free shipping, but it's not, let's say it's not advertised, I think it's on me to ask. And I think they have a right to say no. They're not obligated to say yes. It's their company. I mean, I don't know what their profit margins are. I do not know anything. So I have no right to get upset if somebody told me that this is their price, or oh, no, sir, shipping is not included in the price. I say that to say this. I asked the salesperson, gentleman, whatever he is, on the phone. This was a long time ago. If they offer free shipping, because the competitors had to offer free shipping. I was just wondering if they offer free shipping. The gentleman, I already had given him my address information and everything. And the gentleman's response was, to a customer, the gentleman's response was, yeah, shipping is free if you drive up here to North Carolina and pick it up. That was his response. At that time, if there was other choices that meet my specs, I probably would have never gotten to know this product and come to love this product, because I would have not purchased it. It took a lot out of me to make that purchase. The reason for this person acting this way, I have no idea. Because once again, I am not that type of person. And y'all seen my videos. I'm not afraid to pay for stuff. But anyway, I had to get that out of the way. This time around, I had an excellent experience. So apparently, I didn't come in contact with that person again, or that person is not with a company. I never complained. Maybe others, and that's another thing too that's very bad, is when we have experiences like this and we say nothing. So that was shame on me. I didn't have that experience this time. The sales experience was excellent. The main reason why I bought the new one now, even though the AA battery lasts longer than a watch battery, you still find yourself feeding batteries. And that was very frustrating for me. And so much so, I modified their product. And I will show it in B-roll. And it actually worked. I did some Google search and I found the parts that I needed to convert. And I figure out, and I have a little bit of electronics background, but I didn't have a multimeter. I did have a crude soldering iron that uses gas. And I figure out the sequence of how the batteries was wired on their circuit board to get 3 volts out of the 1.5 volt. It was an additive process, meaning that it was in series, right? To add 1.5 to 1.5 to get 3. And I found a device that will convert 5 volts, step down, 5 volts, which is USB, what you use for USB battery packs, 5 volts to 3 volts. And I hooked up a USB to that. It did 2 things. It lasts a significant period of time because this device doesn't use a lot of current. It doesn't draw a lot. So it lasts a long time. And when the battery is depleted, the battery pack is lithium ion, so I can recharge it. Win-win. The only problem is you have to recalibrate it every time. Wasn't that much of a big deal for me because if y'all been following me for a while, anytime I'm dissatisfied with something, I'm gonna find a way to alter it to my liking, to get it to work for me. So the setup for this device, and I'm gonna go ahead and start showing it to you guys. The setup for these devices, when you initially install it, is you cut a workpiece, you measure the workpiece, and then you set it. And that's the calibration to 0, right? I got tired of recalibrating it. So what I did is, and I'll show it in B-roll, I created a hard stop. I thought about it and I was like, why can't I do this? This thing has a feature called a datum position where you can create a 0. You can make a 0 from any spot, and or not only 0, any number. You can use it and set it to that. I basically did that. I created a way to calibrate my system without having to cut a piece of wood every time. But it can only do it with one position. Once again, if you guys been with me for a while, you also know that this is not my original idea, although I have some original ideas and I'm gonna add to it. And I also have an original idea that I use in implementing it, but it's the auxiliary fence. This new one has 4 positions that you can program into it. So I can have a setup for when I don't have the auxiliary fence on, when I have the auxiliary fence on, or based on which side of the blade that I'm on. I have up to 4 of them I can do. So that's the reason why I got the new one. And secondly, the new one allows you to hook up a plug-in power going from 110 AC to a DC voltage of 12 volts to operate the machine. But even with that, I came up with an idea with that too. And I bought the parts. I haven't done it yet. In this video, we may do it, or in another video, I'm gonna do it. Matter of fact, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna do the battery pack idea with this. Now I'm thinking, because this is meant to have an external power, you have to change some pins. I gotta open it and change some position on some jumper pins, I believe, to allow it to get external power. But I believe this one is not going to have the problem I have, where it loses the position. And I'm talking about, I haven't changed the position. It's right there. It lost power. It went off. And when I cycle it back on, it completely has no idea where it's at. I think this one is gonna retain in memory so long I don't change the position. This is my hope. It's gonna hold that position in memory. So it's gonna hold that position in memory. So we're gonna see. But between that and, most importantly, the datum positioning, because once again, the having to recalibrate is just a minor annoyance, because I just have to move it to my stop, like I was showing the B-roll, and it's a quick process. But if I don't have to do that at all, except if I'm about to make a critical cut or start a project, I just want to verify that something didn't go awry, or if I change a blade or something like that. That's the only time, by the way. That's the only time, and that's another way I could use the position. If I change blades, I need to cut a piece and do the whole calibration again. But other than that, if I'm using the same blade, my hard stop it works beautifully. And this will give you accurate cuts. It reads in millimeter, it reads in fractional and decimal inches. It reads all the way down to a 64th of an inch. I've been very, 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 very happy with the original one. This one also has some additional tricks up its sleeve, in that you could send out. I don't have the accessory, and I probably would never get the accessory. This product is also used in industry, in industrial and heavy commercial application, but you can send out data information as far as the measurements, kind of like what you could do with some calipers. It has a feature similar to that in this. That is basically of no value to me. Just to let you guys know, made in the US. It's a US made product. You know, that always puts a little smile on my face. And it's well made. I've never had a problem with it. Once again, the only issues I had with it is more so it was not meant for the way I use it, and I made alterations to make it suit me. Hopefully when the manufacturer, or if the manufacturer sees this video, they might, piggyback on my idea or something like that. We'll see. You see that send button? I think it's intended to send out the data. And it reads in absolute and increment. Now, this new model also doesn't use AA battery. It uses a lithium-ion battery. The small little one, I think, is called something 23. I forget what it's called. Those little chubby little batteries. And it's a straight 3-volt battery, if you want to use it that way. And they claim, I think, 6 months or a year. I think it's a year they claim a battery life. But once again, I don't want to have to deal with a battery at all. I use USB battery banks like this. I even use these with my camera. It's from a company called Anker. And on the digital readout, you can see how I Velcro it underneath. These parts I got from Amazon. This is a converter. It converts 5 volts to 12 volts. So it's a step-up transformer in this case, unlike the other one. This one is a step-up transformer. It's not a transformer. Let me don't say that. It's not a transformer. It's not a transformer in here. This is too small for it to be a transformer. I don't know how they're doing it. Maybe with rectifiers or something. I don't know. Or transistors. I don't know. But it steps up the voltage from 5 volts to 12 volts because this one works on 12 volts. Okay. And then I got it. It came with, you know, your standard barrel type connectors. And this was another product that I bought that allowed me to convert from this to wire leads. The product came with this, not came with it as an accessory. You have to buy this separately. So you can plug it. You can plug it in to get power. And I'll give you guys a quick demonstration because it's actually going to turn on. If I hit the on button, you see that? I'm getting an error because it's not connected to the reader on the thing. But that's the type of stuff I do. I think I mentioned once I wanted to be an electrical engineer and, you know, life worked out that way. But guess what, guys? I'm working toward it. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that you guys may not be aware of. You may think I'm dragging my feet when I say I'm doing something. You might say, this guy is not serious. But trust me, there's stuff going on in the background. But one of the things I plan to have at some point is going to be my own electronics lab. So I'm gonna get back into electronics, but I'm not gonna go to formal schooling. It's gonna be self-taught. But I love these type of things, figuring out problem, mechanical things too. I always like mechanical things, and I always like electronic things. So there's an aspect of me that's gonna involve that too. In the future, if you choose to go along with me, or if I end up doing it on a separate channel, but some machining and so forth like that I would like to get into. A lot of ideas up here. But this was one of them, and I think it's gonna work for me. Should I go ahead and change it out in this video? I think I will. I think I will. But if I run into any problem, the debugging may end up being a process. So that may not be in the video. So you'll get a full experience in the video if I run into no trouble. So what I'll do is, it should be, in theory, it should be as easy as me swapping it out and in programming, just changing the datum information on the old one, inputting it on this one, and that should be it. That should be it. But we'll see. We'll see. That, in theory, it should just be that. And I'll do a test cut, and we'll measure it with the calipers to see if that'll work out. That's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. And as usual, be safe in the shop. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to be notified when new content is dropped on this channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and drop a comment down below.